Okay, first thing you want to do when you start your pre-trip is you want to remove the keys from the ignition. If you do not remove the keys, it's an automatic failure. Okay, we'll move around to the front of the truck. And we'll do a visual of the cab of the truck. First thing we want to look at is the marker lights on top of the cab. They are amber, they are properly attached. There's no missing or broken lenses or bulbs. The windshield is in good shape, it's not cracked, no stone chips, it's clear. The windshield wipers, the blades are intact, the arms are on, they're safely securely mounted. Looking at the bottom of the truck, there are no puddling or potting of any fluids of any kind to indicate leakage. You want to check the mirror on the truck is securely mounted, the bracket is securely mounted, our bumper is securely mounted, our license plate is securely mounted and attached. The truck is setting level. That's it for the front of the truck. Move around here to the side of the truck. Got to open up the cab of the truck, the engine, and the hood of the truck. Upon opening the hood, the first thing we will inspect will be the electrical harness. Clasps are securely attached. It is not frayed or torn. Our air hoses are securely attached. Clasps are tight, connected properly. There are no holes or fraying or tears in the air lines. This is where you check the transmission fluid in the back of the engine. This is where you check the engine oil. Both of them between add to fill level, and they're both at proper level. This is the air compressor of the truck. It is securely mounted, held on by 4 bolts. All bolts accounted for, not shiny, to indicate any type of slippage. It is gear driven. Everything on this side of the engine is gear driven. Our power steering unit control is on the back of the air compressor. It is securely mounted, properly attached. Lines to it are securely attached. Next we'll move on down to, this is where you check the power steering level fluid between add to fill. The lines to it are properly attached, not frayed nor torn. The clasps are tightened down. It is between add to fill at the proper level. Move on down here to the frame of the truck. The front frame of the truck is not bent, broken, or damaged. No illegal or broken welds or holes in the frame. We move here, we have our steering shaft. Our steering shaft is securely mounted. It's not bent or broken to the steering gearbox. The gearbox is held on by 4 bolts, all bolts accounted for. No excessive shininess to indicate slippage of any kind. We move over here to the steering linkage. There are 3 parts to the steering linkage. There's the center link that's not bent or broken, the drag link, which is not bent or broken, and the pitman arm, which is not bent or broken. These are all held on by castle bolts and cotter pins, which all are accounted for, properly securely tight and fastened. We move over here to our shock absorber. The shock at top and bottom is held on by bolts. They are securely mounted. The shock itself is not dangling or hanging, bent or broken. It's not leaking to indicate any type of damage. We move on down to our spring mounts. We have a front spring mount and a rear spring mount, both held on by 4 bolts. Bolts are properly attached, none missing or broken or showing excessive shininess to indicate slippage of any matter. We have our leaf springs. Our leaf springs are all accounted for, none missing, shifted, or broken, held on by U-bolts. Our U-bolts are all accounted for, fastened down tight, none missing or broken. Next we move over to our brake air chamber line. Air line, it is securely mounted. It is not frayed nor torn. The clasps are tightened down to the brake chamber. Our brake chamber is securely mounted to the wheel of the truck. It is not bent or broken or dented in any manner or damaged. We have a slack adjuster here that has no more than 1 inch of travel at a 90-degree angle. Brakes released to the push rod. Wheels chalked. The push rod itself is in perfect working order. It is not bent nor broken. You cannot see the brake shoes due to the backing plate, but the brake shoes are ground to proper depth, which is above a 1/4 inch. Our brake drum does not show any signs of wear and tear by excessive bluing for overheating or holes of any type or any kind of damage. Our inner rim is not broken, dented, or cracked in any manner. Our outer rim is not broken, dented, or cracked in any manner. Condition of the tire. The inner tire, no abrasions, cuts, or bruises. Outer tire, no abrasions, cuts, or bruises on that either. Our tire tread must be above 4/32 for steer tire. This tire is above 4/32. Tire air pressure is filled to proper level, checked by a tire gauge. Our lug nuts are all accounted for, none missing or broken, not showing signs of rust trailings or excessive shininess to indicate slippage or looseness of any manner. Our hub oil seal is securely fastened down, properly mounted, is not leaking. All bolts accounted for. This is where you check the hub oil seal level filled to proper level between add and fill. Okay, I think I got everything on this side of the truck. Next we're going to move around to the other side. Okay, on this side of the truck, the first thing we want to point out is our radiator. It's properly attached, it's not loose, it's securely fastened down. This is where you check the fluid level to it. It's between add to fill. It's at proper level. It's not leaking. Box is hanging properly mounted. The lines to it are secure. They're not leaking. No water dripping. The clasps are tightened down. The clamps are tight and secure. Our fan housing unit itself is secure. It's tightened down properly. Our fan moves properly. It's tight. There are no missing fan blades of any type. This is our alternator. Our alternator is securely mounted, properly attached, held on by bolts. They're all accounted for. It is gear driven as well. Everything on this side of the engine is gear driven also. This is for our electric connectors to the alternator. They are properly attached, clamps belt driven. Belt driven. Belt driven. Okay, cannot have more than 3/4 of an inch of play by deflection. This particular unit has an automatic tensioner. This is the automatic tensioner. This is our water pump down here. It is securely mounted. It is belt driven. It cannot have more than 3/4 of an inch of play by deflection. It's not leaking. It's not loose. It's securely mounted. This is where we check our air filter. Our air filter is securely mounted, properly attached. Everything else from the frame of this truck on out is exactly the same as on the other side. Messed up that belt. Okay, we move on around to this side of the truck. First thing we want to start off with on this side of the truck is our mirrors. Our brackets are securely mounted. Our mirrors themselves are securely mounted and attached. No missing or broken lenses in the mirrors. It's secure. The door is operational. It opens and shuts. The hinges are not broken or damaged in any manner. The steps are securely mounted, properly attached. Our battery box, our lines to our battery box are properly attached. Hooked on, they're not showing signs of excessive corrosion of any type. The battery box itself is mounted properly. The lid is closed and it's securely fastened. This is our air tanks to the truck. Air tanks are securely mounted to the truck. Our lines to the truck are properly attached. They're clamped down. The lines are not frayed nor torn nor leaking in any manner. The frame of the truck itself in the center is secure. There's no holes, illegal welds, missing or broken cross members. We move over here to the arm guard. What is this thing? Grab bar. The grab bar is securely fastened, properly attached. And then you want to check into the bed of the truck. You want to do that with a three-point grabbing method. Put 1 foot here, 1 foot here. You have 3 points of contact at all times. Climb up and look in. The bed of the truck is empty and is ready to be driven. Okay, we move on down to the side of the truck. Our caution tape is red and white. It is securely mounted, properly displayed. Our amber reflectors. Our reflectors are amber. They are properly displayed. We move over here to our toolbox. It is tight, it is locked down, securely attached. The step is securely attached. Our catwalk is securely attached, no broken welds, it's proper working order. Move on back here. Our splash guard is securely attached, no missing bolts. The frame of the truck back here is in proper working order, no missing, broken or shifted cross members, no illegal welds or holes. You have a torque arm back here. Our torque arm is in proper working order. It's not bent nor neither broken. I can see 2 brake chambers back here. Both brake chambers are properly connected, not bent or hanging. The lines to the brake chambers, our clasps are tight. The hoses themselves are not leaking in any manner. Our slack adjusters may have no more than 1 inch of travel or play at a 90-degree angle to the push rod. Brakes released, wheels chalked. The push rod itself is in proper working order. It is not bent nor broken. We have a front spring hanger and a rear spring hanger. Held on by bolts, all bolts accounted for, not showing signs of shininess to indicate loosage or slippage of any kind. We have our leaf springs. Leaf springs are all accounted for, none shifted or broken. We have our U-bolts, all accounted for, none missing or none broken. Okay, we can't see the brake lining, brake drums due to the backing plate, but on this, we have this particular set of dual wheels, the brake drums are ground to proper depth, which is above a 1/4 inch. The outer brake drum does not show any signs of damage, no holes, no excessive bluing to indicate overheating of any kind. On this set of dual wheels, these are bud rims. They're facing each other. All city trucks have bud rims. There's nothing in between the tires to impede the forward or rearward movement of the tires in any manner. Condition of the rims. On both tires, inner rims are not bent, broken, or illegal welds on them. Outer rims are not bent, dented, cracked, or broken on both sets of wheels. The condition of the tire itself on the inner tire on both sets. No abrasions, cuts, or bruises. Outer tire on both sets. No abrasions, cuts, or bruises. Tire tread depth must be above 2/32, which these tires are. Tire air pressure must be filled to the proper level, checked by a tire gauge. Our lug nuts are securely mounted, none missing, none broken. No rust trailings or excessive shininess to indicate loosage or slippage in any manner. Our axle seal is securely mounted, properly attached, no missing bolts, nothing leaking, no shiny bolts to indicate loosage or slippage of any kind. We have a mud flap back here. It's securely mounted, held on by bolts, is properly attached. Okay, we move around to the rear of the truck. Our tailgate is down and closed, securely closed. Our gravel chute is down and closed. We have our rear tail lights, brake lights. There are no missing broken lenses or bulbs. They are in operational order. We have our brake lights, our rear brake lights, none missing or broken. They're in proper working order. We have our license plate. It's securely mounted, properly attached. We have 2 D-rings. They are securely mounted. Safety chains that will hook the safety chains from the trailer to the truck are securely mounted. They are crossed, linking together in proper working order. We have a pintle hook. Our pintle hook is securely attached to the back of the trailer by 4 bolts, all bolts accounted for, none missing or broken or excessively shiny. We have a pintle eye, which is securely mounted to the tongue of the trailer, held on by 4 bolts, all bolts accounted for, none missing or broken, none too shiny to indicate looseness or slippage. The clasp over the pintle hook is down and locked, indicating the safety clasp is in the proper position. These are our air lines to the truck. The blue is the air supply line, the red is the safety line. They are properly routed from truck to trailer. No torn or frayed line. The clasps are tight on them. They are not damaged in any manner. This is our electrical harness to the trailer, plugged into the back of the truck. It is in good working order. It's not frayed, nor is it torn. Okay, we move on back here to the tongue of the trailer. The tongue of the trailer is in proper working order. The frame of it, it's not bent, broken, no illegal welds or holes or shifted cross members. We move here to our landing gear. Our landing gear is up and stowed in the proper position. The handle up, ready to be transported. Our toolbox is down and closed. It's secure. Our trailer header board is securely mounted, no broken or illegal welds on it. It is secure enough to support the load that the trailer is hauling. Our caution lights on the side of this trailer are amber. Our caution tape is red and white. It is securely mounted, properly displayed. Our D-rings are all accounted for, none missing or broken. The chains on this trailer are crossing the trailer, tied down, ready to be moved. The frame of the trailer in the front of the trailer is in proper working order. It is no holes, illegal welds, shifted or broken cross members or cracks in it. The trailer boards on the front are all in proper working order, none missing, none cracked, not showing any holes. Okay, we move on back to the center of the trailer. This step is securely mounted, properly attached. The frame in the center is securely mounted. It is not bent or broken, no illegal welds, holes, shifted cross members. The floorboards in the center of the trailer are in good working order, no holes or cracked boards. Okay, we have a torque arm back here. The torque arm is in proper working order. It is not bent or broken. We have a front spring mount and a center spring mount here and a rear spring mount at the back. These spring mounts to this particular trailer are welded on. They're not bolted. You must point this out, but they are welded on. Our leaf springs on this trailer are all accounted for, none missing, shifted, or broken. Our U-bolts are all accounted for, none missing, shifted, or broken. Our air lines, our brake air lines to this set of dual tires are in proper working order. The clasps are tightened down. The hoses themselves are not leaking or damaged in any manner. The brake air chamber is not bent, damaged, or hanging. It is properly attached. Our slack adjuster has no more than 1 inch of play at a 9-degree angle to the push rod. Brakes released, wheels chocked. The push rod itself is in proper working order, is not bent or damaged in any manner. Okay, in the back here, these are butt rims as well. There is nothing in between this set of dual tires to impede with the movement of the trailer. Condition of the rims, both inner rims are not bent or broken or dented. Both outer rims not bent, broken, or damaged in any manner. Condition of the tire on both sets. So the inner condition, no abrasions, cuts, or bruises. The outer tires, no abrasion, cuts, or bruises on both sets of tires. Tire tread must be above 2/32, which these tires are. Tire air pressure is filled to proper depth, checked by a tire gauge. I believe our brake drum is in proper working order. It is not showing any holes or shininess to indicate overblowing or overheating in any manner. Our lug nuts are all accounted for, none missing, shifted, no rust trailings or shininess to indicate loosage or slippage. Our hub oil seal is properly attached. It is not leaking. This is where you check the oil level between add to fill. It is at the proper level. All the lug nuts, all the bolts to it are accounted for, none missing. Our brake linings, which you cannot see on this set of tires, is the proper depth, which is above 1/4 inch. Okay, move on back to the rear. This set of dual tires is exactly the same as that set. The only thing that's different is we have an ABS indicator at the back part of the trailer, which is amber. The back frame of the trailer is in proper working order. It's not no shifted, broken cross members, no illegal welds or no holes in the frame. Our mud flap is securely mounted, bolts properly attached. Okay, we move on to the rear of the trailer. The rear of the trailer here, our ramps are up and stowed. They're secure for transportation. They're down, locked down. Our caution stay back sign is securely mounted, properly attached. Our license plate is securely mounted. Our license plate lights are in operational order. The lenses are there. The bulbs are there, none missing or broken. Our brake lights, our tail lights, which are red, are all accounted for. No missing lenses or broken bulbs. Our caution tape is red and white. It is properly mounted and properly displayed. Okay, we move around to this side of the trailer. Everything on this side of the trailer is exactly the same as on the other side. If you think you missed something on this side of the that side of the trailer, now is the time to point it out, or you'll miss it on this side as well. So now we'll move up to this side of the truck. Okay, a few things that I couldn't point out from the other side of the truck because they're more visible on this side of the truck is the steering drive shaft. The drive shaft is in proper working order. It's not hanging. It's securely mounted. There's not showing signs of excessive shininess to indicate loosage or slippage in the drive shaft at all. It's in proper working order. This is our muffler. You must touch the muffler and push it and give it a kick. It's securely mounted, fastened down. It's not showing signs of excessive corrosion or holes in any manner. Excessive corrosion would indicate holes or leakage in the muffler exhaust system itself. Next, we move to our fuel tank. Our fuel tank is securely mounted. You must say nothing is leaking. Step back and look. There's no puddling, no fluids on the ground below it, so it is secure with no fluids leaking. You must touch the cap, make sure it is tight. It is securely fastened down and tight. The step itself is secure and tight on this side of the truck. From here, one thing I couldn't point out under the hood is our windshield wiper fluid. This is where you fill the windshield wiper fluid between add to fill. It is the proper level. And another thing to point out from this side of the truck is our safety features in the truck, our safety equipment. In the dashboard of the truck, we have a box of electrical fuses, 10 electrical fuses, one spare fuse for every electrical component on this vehicle. We have a fire extinguisher filled to proper working and operating order, accessible to the driver when he needs to grab it. We have a box containing safety triangles, 3 red and white safety triangles. It is right here. It is the 3 triangles, so that we have all our safety equipment in this truck. I believe that is all for the outside of this vehicle. Oh, the light check. Okay, now we'll move around and I'll get in the cab and we'll do the light check. We'll close the hood. Do our light check. Maintain 3 points of contact when entering the truck at all times. On entering the truck, you want to get in. You want to turn the key on so it engages our electrical system. First thing we will do, we turn the lights on. That is to flip it all the way up. Our running lights are on. Our cab lights, marker lights are working properly. Our running lights, our headlights are on. This is our high beams. The high beams are working. The indicator is on. It's blue in the center of the dash. You can see that it is working as well. We will now check our 4-way flashers. Our 4-way flashers are working. We want to do our left turn signal. Our left turn signal is working. We want to do our right turn signal. Our right turn signal is working as well. At this time, I will need the examiner to step to the rear of the truck and trailer so we can do the brake lights and the rear tail lights. Okay, I'm going to do the brake lights now. Brake lights are working. This is my left turn signal.
Yes.
This is my right turn signal.
Yes.
Okay, my four-way flashers.
Yes.
The 4-way flashers are working. Okay, at this time we're ready to begin with the inside of the truck. Okay, you're not going to, okay, I'll do it from here. Okay, first thing, a few things before starting up the truck that we can do, or we want to check our mirrors. Our mirrors are properly attached. All the lenses are there, they're clean. We have a mirror on the hood. This truck has 5 mirrors. All the brackets are there. The lenses themselves are intact. They're clean, clear. Visibility is good. You want to put your seat belt on. Let's make sure the seat belt clamps work. We're going to tighten it. It's tight, works properly, which this seat belt does. You must mention to the examiner that the seat belt itself, the condition of the seat belt, is not frayed or torn in any manner. It is in proper working order. Okay, now the next thing I will do is start the truck up. But I want to do, before I start the truck, you want to do a safe start. By a safe start, I mean looking to the left. Look to the left rear of the truck in your mirrors. Look to the right rear of the truck in your mirrors. Ahead of the truck, above you, and on the ground in front of you, to make sure there is nothing to impede the forward movement of this truck. It is fine to start this vehicle now. Upon starting the truck, all my gauges are rising to proper level. The warning lights went off on all of them. This is my transmission gauge. This is my water pressure gauge. This is my oil pressure gauge. This is my voltage meter. It's reading 13.6. It's a proper level. My ABS indicator came on when I turned it on. This is my brake light indicator. This is my fuel gauge. These are my two air tanks. They are all rising to proper levels. This is my speedometer, and this is my tachometer. All gauges are rising properly and are in functional operating order. Okay, the next thing we want to move over to is we're going to do check our defroster to make sure it is working. Turn the defroster all the way to the right. Turn it on high. It is blowing hot air. Next we want to check to see, we flick it back our heater. We flick our heater on. Our heater is working as well. Then from there, what I want to check next is my dash lights on the inside. My left turn signal indicator is working. My right turn signal indicator is working. My high beam indicator is working as well. My four-way flashers are working as well. This is my city horn. Oh, this is my city horn. This is my air horn. Okay, next thing we will check will be the gears. I'm going to put it in reverse, put my foot on the brake, put it in reverse, take the foot off the brake. It is working properly. Put it back in neutral, put it in drive. Take my foot off the brake, put it back on the brake, put it back in neutral. The gear is going through all the gears properly. Okay, the next thing we would like to check would be the play in the steering wheel. For a 20-inch wheel, it can have no more than 2 inches of play in it, or 10 degrees. This is the play in the steering wheel, the 2 inches, not this. This steering wheel is in proper working order. Okay. The next thing I'd like to do on this truck will be the brake test. To do that, I put my foot on the brake, release the trailer brakes, which is the red knob. Release the trailer brakes, take my foot off the brake, give it some gas. The truck brakes are holding. Put my foot back on the brake, set the trailer brakes, release the truck brakes, which is the yellow knob, by pushing that in. Take my foot off the brake, give it some gas, put it in gear, give it some gas. The truck brakes are holding. Release all brakes. For this next part of the test, you want all the brakes released. And what you want to do with this is you want to build your air pressure up to 120 pounds. Neutral, put it in neutral. Put the truck back in neutral and build your air pressure back up to 120 pounds of pressure, which is a full load. And until the governor kicks off. Once the governor kicks off, you'll hear it. You know you have 120 pounds of pressure, which governor, we're approaching 100. You want to rev it up a little bit, as due to the time element in this test. You want to rise it as fast as you can. We just achieved 120 pounds of pressure. At this point, you want to shut the truck off, turn the truck immediately back on, pump the brake to the floor one time and hold it. In a combination vehicle, you cannot lose more than 4 pounds of pressure in 60 seconds. You want to time it and give it exactly 60 seconds. Which this truck is not losing any air pressure, so we are good. Now you want to start fanning the brakes down, and once you hit 60 pounds of pressure, our low air pressure warning light came on. When we keep pumping them on down, once we reach about 30 pounds of pressure, our tractor protection valve popped out, our trailer and truck brakes both set. Okay, at this time we'll start the truck back up, and we want to achieve a full tank of air pressure again. Our low air pressure warning light is on. Once we hit 60 pounds of pressure, that low air pressure warning light will go off, and you must point that out to the examiner that it is going off when it does. So you want to rev the truck up, build up the RPMs, and achieve that 60 pounds of pressure is the first thing you want to do. So you need to watch your gauges closely. We're now at about 50, approaching 60. We reached 60 pounds of pressure, our low pressure warning light went off. Our next thing we have to tell the instructor about is when we achieve 120 pounds of pressure, that is a full tank, and our governor will cut off outside indicating that, but you must tell him that. We've reached 120 pounds of pressure. At this time, a few things. One thing I forgot is the windshield wipers. You must show him the windshield wipers are in proper operating order for this vehicle. They are. They dispense water properly. When you pull back, push in on the lever, which they do, these windshield wipers are working properly. And before you say you're finished, you want to take a minute to look, a second, to look around the truck and see if everything, you've mentioned everything in the truck. If you've done that, the next thing you must do is safe start by pulling the truck forward 5 feet to show him that everything works properly. Put it in drive, push your brakes in, give it a little bit of gas. Truck pulled forward 5 feet, so this truck is in proper working order. Set the brakes again, put it back in neutral, and tell him you are done with the test.